Welcome back, everyone, to the Captain's Corner. And we have another season preview for you today. And we got second in line, we got the Arizona Coyotes season preview here. If you haven't checked them out yet, we have episode 1 out in Anaheim Ducks. And like every team is getting an episode. So 32 teams, 32 episodes. They'll be released as frequently as I can record them. So there's that. Today we got the Arizona Coyotes up. We're going to go over what happened last season, rivals and departures, projected lineup, what to expect next year, and a couple questions, like going over just a couple things. A couple questions fans may have, or what I have. So that's what to expect from these episodes. But yeah, let's get right into it. Last season, the Arizona Coyotes were brutal. They were 25, 50, and 8. They finished 8th in the Central, and they got the 3rd overall draft pick where they drafted Logan Cooley. They actually had a ton of draft picks last year, and we will get into their picks. But just kind of looking at last year, it was just a terrible season all around. Clayton Keller, obviously their best player by far. He did get hurt about 3/4 of the way. He played 6-7 games. Broke his leg, I think it was. I can't remember. It was broke his leg off the board. It's pretty gross, but he will be back for the start of the season coming up for them. But he led the way with them, 63 points in 67 games, 28 goals and 35 assists. And he actually finished a +3, which is pretty good considering how bad their team was. Nick Schmaltz was second. He played 63 games, had 59 points. Phil Kessel played all 82. He had 52 points, only 8 goals and 44 assists for a bad -24 for Big Phil. The thrill. Shane Gosselberg, 82 games, 51 points. Travis Boyd, 74 games, 35 points. They have no depth there. No depth scoring if you're looking at this. Lawson Krause, 65 games, 34 points. Barrett Hayton, 24 points. He's a guy they're going to be looking to step up. He had played in 60 games, 10 goals, 14 assists. Obviously, a guy that they're going to be looking to take a jump next year. Jacob Chikrin only played in 47 games last year. He is still on the Arizona Coyotes roster. There was a lot of talk last year if he was going to get traded. A lot of talk this offseason that he was going to get traded. Nothing's really come out about it. It looks like he will probably start the year in Arizona. And it could be one of those guys that will get moved during the year. But as of right now, I don't see them moving him. Jacob, he played in 47 games last year, 7 goals, 14 assists for a -20. He's a guy that hasn't been able to stay healthy his whole career, which has really plagued him. Like, he just can't stay healthy. He can't stay on the ice. He's a great great on the puck when you have him on the ice. But besides that, I don't know, he just can't stay on the ice. And that really affects him, really affects the team because you're losing your top 4, top 2 defensemen. So that's definitely something to consider with Jacob Chikrin. Then Galchenyuk played 60 games. Larson, J.J. Moser, Nick Ritchie ended up playing 24 games for the team, 14 points. He got traded over from Toronto. And then they had a lot of guys play. They had Lyubushkin, he got traded, obviously, to Toronto, 46 games, 9 assists, no goals. Dzingel played 26 games. Cam Deanan played 34 games. Like, they had a lot of guys getting the lineup last year. They were plagued by injuries, and they just weren't a good team. So they were able to get a lot of guys in the lineup. And I feel like it's going to be the case this season coming up. A lot of young guys are going to get a chance. Victor Soderstrom played 16 games, no points, -7. Connor Timmins played 6 games. So a bunch of guys, random names are thrown out. So it's definitely interesting to see. They had a lot of goalies play too. Carter Hutton played 3 games. He's retired now. Ivan Prozatov played 3 games for them. Harry Setier played 6 games. Varel Jamelka, I can't say it. He played 52 games for them. He will be their starter this year, it looks like. He wasn't bad for them for a bad team. He made a lot of saves, played pretty well. Scott Wedgwood, who's no longer with them, he played 26 games for them for 3.16 goals against average. And Corner, I don't know, a lot of weird names there. But yeah, definitely a team that was bad last year, and they really didn't. They really didn't. They didn't add any pieces to make them any better, if not worse. Actually, they're going for that Connor Bedard pick right there. But yeah, they're a young team, going to be super young. I doubt Cooley, those guys make it. But let's talk about this arrivals. Nick Bjurstrad, Zach Cassian. They got Troy Stetcher, Patrick Nemeth, and Josh Brown. Like, those are no one to brag about, really. It's like tough. Like, they're going to be a very young team, obviously. We'll get into the projected lineup here shortly. Departures are, you got lost Phil Kessel to Vegas, Louis Erickson, Roussel, Jay Beagle, Alex Galchenyuk, all guys that played games for them. They did lose, and like, obviously they weren't good guys, but they were veteran guys that could have helped with this lineup. I don't know. It's definitely going to be an interesting situation. We'll get into the arena situation soon, but I don't know. It's definitely an interesting team. Let's take a look at their projected lineup for next year and see what these are. Brought to you by the Daily Faceoff, and kind of see what they got looking like. So they got Travis Boyd at center, Clayton Keller at right wing, and Nick Schmaltz on left wing for their first line, which is okay. Lawson Krause left wing, Barrett Hayton second center, and Jack McBain right wing. So that's a line where it's like really young guys trying to make a jump. Third line, though, this is the bad one. Nick Ritchie, Nathan Smith, Zach Cassian, then Andrew Ladd, Bjorkstad, and Christian Fisher. That's a brutal top 12. That's a really bad. Like, that's not, like, obviously towards the end of the year, maybe Logan Cooley gets in the games. I don't know. Maybe they'll make their NHL debuts. It's not going to look good for the team. Kosterberg, Mayo will be the first pairing. Chikrin, Stetcher, Nemeth, and Josh Brown, the third pairing. And then their goalies are Valmika and Prositov. So that's a very bad lineup, guys. Like, what do they do with that lineup? I really don't know. They have guys looking to get out. Like, how long will Clayton Keller want to stay there? How long will Jacob Chikrin last? Like, these are guys that, like, if they don't turn around soon, they're young, they're going to want to move. Like, I don't know. Like, Clayton Keller, Barry Hayton still has entry-level contract. He'll be there for a while. But, like, what else are they going to do here? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see for sure. But, yeah, Cassian, Richie, those guys are on the back nine of their careers. So it really doesn't matter for them as much as, I don't know, like Chikrin. How long will Chikrin want to stay there? Kostersberg. I guess only time will tell, but it's definitely a team that does not have a lot of upside to them right now, and that definitely is going to hurt them in the long run. But yeah, well, so that's their projected lineup. And then here are their Stanley Cup odds. They have the longest odds in the league, no surprise there. Cap space, they have just a little over 20 million. Head coach Andre Tournier, he's going into his second year as head coach. Don't picture him getting fired. I don't know. After 2 years, they didn't know they have a bad team, but I guess only time will tell. But as we get into their draft picks, they have they hold all their first rounds for the next 3 years. The only difference is they have a third round pick from the Capitals this year coming up in 2023. They have a lot in 2024. They have 3 second rounds and 4 third rounds, and then in 2025 they have 4 second rounds. So they picked up quite a few picks, especially with guys they were moving. They got Clayton Keller under contract for a while. Obviously, he could be a guy that they could look to move eventually if he becomes unhappy with the team. He's making 7.1. Nick Schmaltz is 26. He's making 5.8. He's under contract for 4 more seasons. Andrew Ladd has 1 year left at 5.5. Lawson Krause has quite a bit left at 4.3. He's 25. So they have a young team. Cassian has 2 years left at 3.2. I'm sure they'll just eat that contract. Have a veteran guy. Nick Ritchie, 1 year left at 2.5. He'll be a UFA. Barrett Hayton is an RFA. I did not realize he is not signed yet. Barrett Hayton still needs to be signed. Not kind of sure what kind of contract he'll get. If it'll be a bridge deal, maybe he'll want a bridge deal so he's not stuck in Arizona. Chikrin's got 3 years left at 4.6. That would be a steal for a team that's like up against the cap. Like a top 4 defenseman for 4.6 for 3 more seasons. Then he's a UFA, but I don't know, man. That seems like a no-brainer to me. Gostisberg, he's got 1 year left at 4.5. He is 29. Patrick Nemeth, 2.5 for 2 more years. So they got a lot of guys coming up for contracts soon, and they have the cap space. I don't picture any of these guys besides Chikrin if he stays getting a big ticket, but he still has 3 more years. I picture he'll be gone by then. Their goal situation, they got Vechalmika under contract for 3 more seasons, 2.7. They got Connor Geeky in the minors. He's on his entry level. Dylan Gunther's on his entry level. Yeah. This is going to be a very interesting team here, guys. Let's just say that. They're a rebuilding team. There's no bright side. They're playing in a rink that is for a college team. Literally, the London Knights arena holds more fans in them. So yeah, that's interesting. 5,000. Like, I hope they sell that out every time, but I don't know. Kind of just picturing the outlook for this team. It's really not like they got good young guys. They got Logan Cooley. They got Dylan Gunther. They got a lot of heat because they didn't take Shane Wright, but I think it seems like Logan Cooley is a better fit for that organization with the direction they're going in. But this is just a team I do not picture making the jump anytime soon, especially with what they got going on behind the scenes with this arena. Is the arena going to be built there? The commissioner seems pretty set on keeping the team in Arizona, but if they can't get a new arena deal, they can't stay there. They can't play in a college arena for the rest of their time. So stuff's going to be interesting there. They did load up on draft picks this last year. Obviously taking Logan Cooley 3rd overall, Connor Geeky 11th overall. They got a bunch of guys that they can build around. It's just, are they going to do it properly? Are these kids going to develop? There's a lot of questions here, but all I know is we're doing a preview for this upcoming season. All I do know is this team is a shoo-in for Connor Bedard. I don't know if anyone's going to be much worse than them. It'll be interesting to see if there is, but who knows with the draft lottery. But this team is going all in on Connor Bedard, and it looks like he might be playing in the desert if the lottery picks it that way. But so that's really my prediction for the Arizona Coyotes to finish dead last in the NHL. But yeah, it's a team that a lot of prospects, still so much unknown. Rena, Chikrin, Clayton Keller, how does he come back? Is he going to be unhappy with the organization? It'll be interesting to see what comes out about this team in the future. But yeah, that's all I got for right now, guys. That's your Arizona Coyotes season preview. Not much to expect for them, but yeah, be sure to follow us along on social media at the Caps Corner Pod. We will have more team previews coming out soon, and we're excited to share them with you guys. All right, we'll catch you in the next episode. Peace, guys.